Authoritarian Parenting, presented by Elena Evans from Ms. Sadler's class of English 112 online. I believe this style of parenting is by far the worst of the worst, and it can permanently scar a child and prevent them from leading and living their best possible life. Throughout the presentation, I will explain why I believe this with graphics, videos, and information based on research. Most of the information I received is from pediatricians and renowned psychologists. During this presentation, I am going to be covering 3 main points. The first point is, what is authoritarian parenting and what does it look like? 2, what are the consequences of practicing authoritarian parenting? And 3, are there any better solutions to solving the parenting crisis? Let's find out. So before we begin, we need to know exactly what authoritarian parenting is. Authoritarian parenting is described as the harshest and most strict style of parenting there is. The characteristics can include a lack of communication, using the phrase "because I said so," the parent wanting total control, harsh punishments, high demands, and many rules that the children are expected to follow. What does authoritarian parenting look like? On the video on the right-hand side of the screen, there are main points that are highlighted. Some of these include authoritarian parents tend to use negative forms of discipline. This can include physical punishments such as spankings, taking away items that the child enjoys, and getting onto them in negative reinforcing ways. 2, there is only a one-way communication established. The parent does not believe that it is important or vital to the situation for the child to have input in whatever is going on. 3, the parent believes that it should be in total control. 4, they place firm rules and expect them to be followed to a T. 5, this is the least nurturing and caring approach to parenting. And lastly, pediatricians do not recommend this style. Due to studies on how children respond, they believe that this is possibly the worst style of parenting. So what are the consequences of authoritarian parenting? Some of the negatives that are associated with authoritarian parenting can be found in a child, and some of these include depression or anxiety, aggression or resentment, not knowing how to handle their emotions, extremes in behavior, trust issues, communication issues. They can be less respondent, and children will most likely raise their children the same way or completely rebel and become permissive parents. This means that instead of acting like their parents were and being strict and enforcing rules and making sure boundaries are met, they will instead become permissive parents. This can include them not caring or trying to be as lax as possible to make their child not have to go through the same thing they went through in their childhood. The graphic on the side explains the difference